So when we're talking about beard care, there is one thing that is completely important: making sure your beard is moisturized. What is up, everybody? Today we are going to have a little tutorial about how I make beard oil. The reason is that I ran out. So I thought I would share with you guys how I make my beard oil and talk a bit about the different kinds of elements in beard oil. We're talking about carrier oils, essential oils, and the way you mix them and what they can do and stuff like that. So every man who's ever had a beard at some point in their life have found out that the beard can actually get quite dry and the skin gets all itchy and flaky, and you're just not looking after your skin and your beard properly. And there is actually only one thing you can do about that, is that you can make sure you oil it up and use a moisturizer of some sort. And the moisturizers that we usually use is either beard oil, beard balms. Some use wax of some kind. I think that is kind of excessive, depending on how you want your beard, but it can be really, really hard on the hair. But I would definitely say beard oils or beard balms would be the best way to do it. So today we're actually going to be talking only about beard oil, and the reason is because I only use beard oil at the moment. My beard is only around about 5 centimeters. What is that, like 2 inches long? So I actually only use beard oil at the moment. Plus, my skin has a tendency to get dry, and my hair actually gets quite dry as well. So beard oil would be the natural choice for me. So let's talk a bit about the beard oils. So the beard oil is made up of 2 essential ingredients. We've got your carrier oils and you have your essential oils. So the carrier oils are the products that actually make up the oil. It's the different kinds of oils that can help your skin or your hair in some different kind of manner. And the first one I actually wanted to mention was coconut oil. So coconut oil is actually one of the more popular oils to dilute your essential oils in. It's what you call a super oil, and it's full of antioxidants. So it's also anti-inflammatory, and it actually helps a lot as an antibacterial as well, which makes it a perfect choice for any man who has some sensitive skin or has some eczema or something, because the coconut oil will actually also help a lot with that. I personally don't use coconut oil. I don't have a problem with coconut oil, except I just think the smell can be a bit too much. It doesn't matter how much essential oils you put in, the coconut it just gets really, really strong, and it doesn't fit my scent. So I don't use coconut oil, even though I know the properties in it would probably be great for my skin. So the next one I'm going to be talking about is called jojoba. It's spelt yoyoba, but it is jojoba. And jojoba oil it's the closest kind of oil to mimic the human oils that we release from our skin, which makes it a great moisturizer, and it really, really helps your skin a lot. And you got to remember, you're not only taking care of your beard, you're also taking care of your skin. If you have bad skin, your beard won't grow the way it's supposed to. And I'm talking from experience there. Jojoba oil is one of the oils I use. I love it very, very much. I think it works perfectly for me. I don't have any irritations or anything at all in my skin because mainly of the jojoba oil. It moisturizes my skin really, really nice, and it makes my beard feel really, really good. It keeps the moisturizer in my beard for a very long time. So one of the other oils is almond oil. Almond oil is really rich on vitamin E, which helps regenerate your skin and keeping it from being too dry. Almond oil is one of the other products that I use. I love almond oil as well. It's a more greasy kind of oil, and that kind of sets its mark on that as well. So the almond oil and the jojoba oil, and not so much the coconut oil, the almond oil and the jojoba oil actually don't really have a different smell to them. They don't have a distinct smell to them. The jojoba oil is a bit kind of cocoa-y in the start, but it's a very, very faint scent to it, so it doesn't really do anything to diminish the essential oils that you use. So one of the last ones I am going to mention is argan oil. So argan oil is best known for its anti-aging properties. It's also known for stimulating hair growth and really helping with these split ends and dry hairs that you have. Again, it's a carrier oil, so it is an oil. It will moisturize your skin really well, but it really works wonders with your hair. And since beard hair is quite bristly, it does do the trick there as well. We have to remember though that argan oil has a tendency to be a bit expensive in some places in the world. Denmark is one of those places. This is why I don't use it myself. But argan oil is definitely one of the things you should be looking at if you want to really help those split ends and help moisturize your beard to the max. Now, of course, there are other kinds of carrier oils that I haven't mentioned, and those should be mentioned. I don't have that much information on them, but other good mentionables would be avocado oil or grapeseed oil, moringa oil, apricot kernel oil, castor oil. Oh, castor oil. That really brings back some not so fond memories, I must admit. There's also black seed oil and a whole lot of different kinds of oils. And all of them have a similar effect on your skin and your beard. So it's kind of just mixing and matching what you think would be easiest and most beneficial for your face and beard. But enough about the carrier oils. Again, there are different kinds. I'm actually going to be using two. I've already talked about before. I'm going to be using an almond oil and I'm going to be using the jojoba oil. So when it comes to things like essential oils, there are different kinds you can choose. There are some artificial oils and there are some natural oils. I mainly use the natural oils. The artificial ones can, if they are not diluted the right way, actually irritate your skin even more and give you an eczema or something even worse, a trip to the hospital. So the natural oils are actually more beneficial for you. The scent is of course not as intense and you don't get these smart scents, so you can't get something that smells like leather or something like that. But you can get some really, really nice essential oils that will give you that manly scent that fits the scent that you personally give off yourself. So I have brought a couple of them. Now, bear in mind these are in Danish, but I will of course tell you what's on it. So some of the oils that I've carried in my beard for the past many years are, for example, something like lemongrass oil. I really like lemongrass oil. It's got a really, really nice stinging smell to it. It's got a nice scent, like citrusy. It gives it that nice citrusy feel. There is also another one that I really like. It's called mandarin oil. So it's also a citrusy kind of thing. It's really important to remember that when you're using essential oils and you take something like mandarin or you take something like orange or citrus grass, they have a tendency to dry. So you have to be really careful how much you use of it. It is also quite intense oil, so please don't use too much. I use them mainly in the summertime when I do use them. There is also something like lavender oil, and lavender oil is actually something that's really, really important because lavender oil actually helps with a whole lot of different things. It helps with a lot with the dry skin, it helps with scars and stuff like that. It's a regenerating oil, but it's extremely strong. So I would say a lavender oil should be only 1 or 2 drops for a 50 milliliter bottle. Otherwise it's going to be too intense. Plus you don't want it to mask all the other scents that you put in, because it will do that if you put too much in. I actually stopped using the lavender oil because my girlfriend actually liked the smell of lavender but just didn't like it on me, and it kind of took over a bit, and that was just too bad. Some other good oils that I use is pine oil. I like this a lot. I use this every single time I make a beard oil. I use a pine needle oil. The smell is just, I mean, it's got a hint of citrusy to it, even though it isn't a citrus, but it's just got this really, really nice pine smell to it. It's like walking in a forest in the early spring or something. It's just great. That is one of the essential oils I use every single time, but I do mix it with something else because it's not the one that I use mainly. It's kind of an oil that I use just to bring the smell a bit up, just to change it a bit up, because my main essential oil, the one that I use every single time, is cedar wood. Now, cedar wood is a real masculine scent to it. It's got that kind of wood edgy, really, really sweet kind of wood to it. I love this smell, this scent. It fits perfectly with me and the way I smell, if that makes sense. And a couple of, or some drops of this and few drops of pine needle oil. It just gives you a wonderful beard oil, if you ask me, in my opinion anyway. So what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be going in and let me just turn the next camera on here so you can see what I'm doing. So we are going to be watching me make one of my oils now, because as I showed you earlier, this oil is completely empty. So I use 50 milliliter drip bottle. So the bottle is actually from another previous beard oil that I had, and I had to reuse it. I boiled it up and reused it simply because these bottles are actually quite hard to find here in Denmark without paying an extreme price for it. So I really like this bottle. It's got a nice size to it and I love the drip, so it works really well. So of course, let's fill this up. Let's just get this out here. Make sure it's all empty so I don't ruin everything. So the first thing I'm going to be starting to use is the jojoba or the jojoba oil. I use only natural and organic oils. I make sure that there are no problems with my oils at any part. So this is a really nice. This is a really nice one. Now I don't have much left. I actually only realized this when I started making the video. So I'm going to make as much beard oil as I can out of this without ruining the way I make it. I usually put most jojoba oil in. Let's just make sure we get this all in. Empty the bottle completely. Yeah, that's around about right. That's perfect. So I can actually make a 50 milliliter out of this. I take just over half of my 50 milliliter bottle. I would say around about 35-40 milliliters of jojoba oil. I think it's the best to my skin and it works completely great with me. The rest I fill up with the almond oil, and of course again it's a natural almond oil. We actually buy this by the liter because my girlfriend uses it on her skin. And let me just tell you, if you have a girlfriend and she hasn't started using almond oil on her skin, there is something completely wrong. Her skin is soft and smooth and Jesus Christ, it's nice. So get your girlfriend to use some almond oil on her skin. She's got beautiful skin now. Right, so we filled this up, made it nice and full. There is still a little bit of room for my essential oils. So we take the cedar wood oil first, and I usually put in around about 5 drops. Please don't judge me if I miss the 5 drops. This thing just suddenly goes. I mean, I can't control it sometimes. We've all heard that before from a man's lips. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I do put a bit more in if I go overboard with my pine needle. I do put a couple of more cedars in just to make sure it doesn't mask the cedar smell. So the pine I put in around about 2 drops, maybe 3 depending. Let's see here, 1, 2. So let's close this up and give it a good shake. It fits completely perfectly. Yeah, I actually didn't fill it too much. There's still couple of bubbles room for shaking it up. Now be careful that your lid is completely on when you shake it, otherwise there's oil everywhere, and even though this is good for your beard, it really sucks getting everywhere. Great, so let's have a nice little smell of this, see if it works. Yeah, see, so I am gonna put one more cedar in. I can smell that the cedar is kind of not there. So let's just put one more in there. There we go. Give it another shake up again. So this will actually, the smell will age a bit. That sounds kind of weird, but it will ripen and the smell will come more out the more it stands. See, that's just wonderful. That's perfect. So a 50 milliliter bottle like this, it takes like 30 seconds to make. As soon as you know exactly what you want to use. I use the jojoba oil, I use the almond oil, and for my essential oils, I use cedarwood and pine needle. And you can get them all at your local, wherever you buy it. I buy mine, we have this local organic store where they sell essential oils and rosewater and I don't know what. But for me, I go there and I buy my essential oils and my carrier oils there. And if they don't have what I want, I just buy it online. Of course, organic and all natural. I don't want to put anything in my beard that doesn't work properly with my beard. I don't want to put anything in my beard that actually gives me an eczema or something like that. I don't want something ruining it. So I'm actually I'm glad I have my beard. I want to cut it off. It's actually gotten long. For some it's not that long, but for me this is actually quite long. I usually give up halfway through my goal, which is always like, you know, huge beard. So I'm going to see how it goes. as long as I keep it healthy and as long as I keep it nice and clean, you're good to go. So that's it. Thank you for watching while I make my beard oil, and I hope you guys got a bit of an education in how you can make your own beard oil. And remember, it has nothing to do with the length of your beard. You don't have to wait till you get a full giant beard before you use beard oil. It's good for your skin and it is good for the growth of your hair. So make sure you use beard oil as soon as you start getting it, even if you've got a small patch of beard. It'll all help. Anyway, as I was saying, thanks for watching. Please hit the like button. I would love for you to do that. It really helps out a lot. I would love for you to subscribe if you haven't done so. It would be great to have you guys on board. And hit the bell so you get a notification every time I upload a new video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.